Hello, welcome to another Mega Minute with Pastor Tommy. Today we're talking about a passage from the book of Philippians. It's chapter 4, verses 10 through 13. It says, I rejoice greatly in the Lord that at last you have renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you have been concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. Whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want, I can do everything through Him who gives me strength. Most of you have probably heard that last part that says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, does that mean I can really be the fastest person in the world? Does that mean I can lift up any amount of weight because I can do anything? Does that mean I'll be superhuman? Not really, but what it does mean is that when God calls us to do something, God gives us the strength to do what He's asked us to do. He talks about being content, whether I have a lot or whether I have a little, I can do whatever God is asking me to do because He's the one actually doing it through me. So I brought my little water vase today to help me, it reminds me of this passage. It's kind of like when God fills me up with His strength, and I'm going to pour this out into my bowl. I'm going to give it all I got, and I'm going to pour it out to the very last drop until it's all gone. And sometimes that's us. We think we've reached our limit. We think there's no way I can keep going. There's no way I can do what God has asked me to do. I can't go on and finish this project or this opportunity, whatever it is that God has called me to do. I am out of strength. But what this verse is talking about, if God has called us to do it, then it's not our strength, it's actually His. And when we think we're empty, God says, let me work through you, through my Spirit. So we think the bowl is empty, but guess what? When we're working with God, He fills us right back up. And so maybe you have a project, or maybe you're struggling with something area in your life and you think, there's just no way I can do this. I can't do this on my own strength. Well, you're right. We can't do it on our own strength. So when He writes this letter, He says, I can do everything through Him. That's exactly what He's talking about, is the God, the one that keeps filling us up and allows us to do and accomplish what He has asked us to do. So I just want to encourage you in your life, if there's something you've been called to do or something you're trying to accomplish, and God has really asked you to do this, then just remember this passage as you think about whether you have a lot, whether you have a little. If God has asked you to do it, He truly is our strength, and He's the one that's going to get the job done through us, because I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, because of Him. Well, thanks for joining us for another Mega Minute. We'll see you next time, but hope you enjoy memorizing this passage and do your best to live it out.